Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Veil background information. We're doing part of the veil culture today, so this is a subject matter that is literally within my book universe. It's not something that's generally come from other things, although I do have some interpretation from things I read and stuff like that. We're still in the vampire area of things, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Crusnox. So, as always, I'll give you a quote from one of the stories they mentioned in the with the culture, we'll just go straight into it. So let's get going. But Hector's a demon, a vampiric demon maybe, but how could he have produced a Crusnox? How could Ridstorm have become that? How could he be? Wait, you mean it was the girl Hector turned into a vampire that did it? Ah, we've got a problem then. Quote from Hunterblood. One of the most horrifying things to exist in the Vale, almost indestructible, and something that devoured anything and everything. The debate on whether it is a demon or a completely new species higher up the ladder than a vampire rages on. Its name Crusnox comes from an old Latin term for midnight, though some state it actually translates from leg night as a sort of nickname for the fact these beings only ever walked at night, although some say it's a shortened of cross night, as in a hybrid of the night. The exact etymology is unclear, with most sticking for the nickname rather than a suggestion that it means midnight, though older families will claim it is to do with midnight, when the creature is vulnerable for a simple hour each night. The one thing every being is clear about is how Crusnox is formed. Simply, a vampire drains blood from a demon that is not to seal a deal. It is turned into something more demonic and more powerful. It is something that is completely forbidden and leads to the creature being hunted down and killed. The facts about Crusnox, of course, are very distinct, as they were once used by some mad vampires to get revenge and attack their own kind and eat their enemies. Studies were made very early on to get accurate detail on their abilities, strengths, and weaknesses in order to cull them. What is known as follows: the Crusnox cannot move outside of shadow. It is the most active at night and has an unending hunger for blood belonging to any being. It devours its prey whole after draining its blood and has a penchant for virgin blood, often leaving the carcasses of virgins out instead of devouring them, as a way to mark out territory or threaten others. There's been some notes that its interest in virgins is also to claim their virginity, and they are also drawn to pregnant individuals. Within pregnant individuals, they seem to like to keep them holed up, and it's unclear why, but generally, once the offspring is born, they eat it, then the mother. It has been assumed that they like to think of their prey as akin to sheep and cattle, so keep them before devouring them. The Crusnox hunger can be so extreme it can even start to eat parts of its body, such as its lips, and in North America there is some correlation between depictions of the Wendigo and the Crusnox, with the desperate hunger, the body becoming lean and looking starved, the seemingly possessed expression of the eyes, and the violence of the attacks. A Crusnox is known to kill it. Crusnox is known to kill its kin first, or whomever it shares living space with. All sense of loyalty and attachment are gone, and it is not bound by permission, although it is assumed permission is what meant it cannot gain weight, and keeps growing hungry no matter how much it feeds. Their choice of prey is varied, and when they've been alive more than 3 days, they'll consume everything they can that's around them. Now, regarding description, the Crusnox is said to have two forms: the human that is often tall, pallid, thin, and looks desperately weak and long-limbed, and the more demonic form. Some say it goes at ghostly white shades, that looks like a bat, but most know it only shows this form just before it eats something. The creature can devour even through the pores of its skin, so it's very unclear whether the demonic nature is just the being's form of vampire form, but with more demonic or perhaps zombie-like features to it. Most only see the bat-like silhouette as it devours a person, and at this point, it is the only moment it's vulnerable to be attacked. Now, the Crusnox can be by a holy item stabbing into it, which will burn it and reveal tender flesh underneath, meaning it can be slashed and stabbed more efficiently. Sometimes just slashing it constantly so it drops all the fluids it has built up and truly starves can deal with it, but mostly it must be stabbed and encouraged to explode and then sent to hell. It is said to be most vulnerable between midnight and 12 minutes past, a brief window wherein it is fought. A normal attack might be able to at least sever its head. However, most cases are dealt with not only by the Veil agents but by the Stemmer, as these beings are considered demonic. All of them have been killed upon finding them out. One named One named Ridstorm caused a manhunt from Canada to Norway with his attempts to feed and flee, even kidnapping a woman to keep hostage and the Mistema at bay. There was also mention that one could have been amongst the group of Romans Brotherhood on Slater Island, but there have also been stories that this is what the fate of the younger siblings of Taliesin Vilmore II is, as they were fed demonic meat by their father. However, the state of the Vilmore offspring is unknown. Taliesin has reportedly burnt them all, though some circles even claim him to be a Crusnox. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you.